Suprabhatam, good morning, seekers, to the Seekers Satsang from Corporate Seekers at 6 a.m. IST on Sunday, 18th August 2024. So, today, this journey of seeking beyond the obvious, we will have a live explorative workshop on arriving at what you're seeking in life. So, today, I welcome Miss Sharon Bhalla, who has volunteered to be on the hot seat today, so that everyone else we can benefit from her live experience of exploring what she's seeking in life. So welcome to the discussion, Sharon. You may unmute.
Thank you, Manjusha. It is really a pleasure to share the things and get out of all these great group.
Wonderful. So we will follow a brief process here, Sharon. Okay.
Sure.
So I have an Excel sheet open with me here. Okay. So I have a slide also as a reference for us to walk through.
Okay, sure.
I hope you have a pen and notebook handy.
Yes.
So others who have joined, you may come on video. Otherwise, it's fine. You please keep a pen and notebook handy. Okay. So first, Sharon, please introduce yourself to everyone. Where are you? What do you do?
Yes. Yeah. I'm in corporate IT. I am a profession, and in my personal life, I adhere few yoga practices and puja rituals which I do, and I have in family I have my parents and mother and two kids and my husband. So we all try to live together in a way like each other, and to have a knowledge that is sharing, like giving studies things. I don't like to give a tuition kind of thing, so I just take care of the studies and home cooked food and all those things we just support. And my family and my husband is really supportive in all those things, so that we have a simple sattvic life. And that is really for us, because going to for the junk and all other things, that spoils our life and body. So just try to be home cooked food and good food. So, and studies also, it's like we both try to do studies of our kids. So these are the basic, but the seeking part is like how to streamline and be smooth and have achieving the goals which are there in our life. So that is the seeking which I am just having. I want to know in this satsang.
Wonderful. Thank you, Sharon. So how many years have you been working in corporate?
20 years.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you.
So 20 years is a long journey, and
Yes.
so great that that you have volunteered to share your experience with everyone today. Okay.
Yeah.
So first, uh, I would request you to note down on your notebook.
Sure.
And as you do, please voice out each point. I
Sure.
will note down in the Excel sheet as well. Okay.
Sure.
And then we will have a bit of a discussion.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Sure. Great.
I will share my Excel sheet so that it's visible to everybody.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead. So you may write one by one, or you can orally mention one by one. I'll note it here for you.
Okay, sure. So you are just asking me the goals which are there.
Yeah. So let's start with whatever you're seeking right now. Let's list those one by one. Then we'll have a bit of a discussion.
Sure. Like I have a sattvic lifestyle and like home cooked food and getting up early and doing a bit of yoga and a kind of giving teaching to my children.
Can we go one by one?
Sure. Sattvic lifestyle, sattvic food, you can say.
Okay. So sattvic lifestyle within that. So I'll just randomly write a few points for now.
In sattvic lifestyle, you can say, yes, you shall I give the pointers first and then details?
Correct.
That would
Just
be
let's go
okay.
one by one. Give a brief
Um,
few words per point.
Sattvic food, as in home cooked food, with lot with the what you call home cooked food, and it light in oil, all those things. And the kava we take, that is good for our internal
Mhm.
thing. And taking a lukewarm water every morning, and having a walk in the sattvic lifestyle.
Mhm.
And what else? Doing a puja ritual every day. I just do 4 malas a day.
Mhm.
I mean, twice a day. And then cleaning up my home also is one of the thing, because if our surrounding is clean, our mind is also clean.
Hmm.
So, and taking care of my kids, because that is my responsibility. And I take it with an enjoyment, like I need to teach them, I need to give them good values. I need to I mean, make a good routine, which I am trying to, but it is, I'm in a process of that. And um, what else? I want to open a business. I have few ideas, like I want to teach Vedic maths, and I want to open a cook I mean a cook box for old people, because they are the one who cannot cook on their own. And customized food whatever they want, that is something there. It is not a business, it's like uh, without any money, I just want to do that. That is something in my mind. Because of this home and office thing, it is not that much feasible, but I just wanted to do that in near future. My target is 2 hours, I just need for that, or to do things with the help of other people. And I just want to explore the world. Like, I just want to see all the countries around. I have not been into any of them. I have in India, I have visited various places, but outside India, I just want to explore few things which are in my mind, and just seek those things.
Wonderful. Great. So this is a
Yeah,
good step to start with. Okay, Sharon.
yeah, sure.
So, uh, so thanks for this initial list. Okay. So shall we
Sure,
now
thanks.
try to give it a structure?
Yes, yes, sure.
Okay. So what I've done, Sharon, is based on my exposure and experience so far, I've put
Yes.
together a bunch of dimensions.
Okay.
Okay. In
Hmm.
which some of these can be categorized.
Right.
So let
Okay.
us see
Great.
what those things are. Okay.
Sure. Sure.
Then we will bring this into a slightly more structured framework for you
Yes.
so that
Okay.
you can systematically follow it in life.
Right. That good out.
Okay.
Yes.
Sharon, is my voice clearly coming through?
Yes. Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
because sometimes there is a half a second or a 1 second glitch when I hear you. Just want to
Okay.
confirm. Hmm.
Hmm. Yes.
Shri Veni, are you able to hear us properly? Both? Give me a thumbs up.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Rakesh. Okay. Okay. So I'll share the screen again. I'll show you a slide. Yeah. Can you see the slide, Sharon?
Yes. Yes. I'm able to.
Okay. So what we are seeking in life, I've put this into different buckets, and this is inspired from various sources I have read it from. I kind
Okay.
of try to combine this into, and you mentioned yoga in between.
Yes.
So
Yes.
what's your level of exposure to either practice or philosophy?
Like when I joined yoga, I was not able to do even one Surya Namaskar, but now I'm able to do 30 to 40.
Hmm.
So not very good, but yes, it gives a really boost for the task to be done
Hmm.
and for your body. So that is the thing.
Are you exposed to the philosophy of yoga as a knowledge?
I not read in depth, but I have done two things. One, yoga like Surya Namaskar. I've joined in my previous, and I have done Sudarshan Kriya. So both is like really a good. I mean, on hands-on on both the things, and it gives a good output for other things to happen.
Very nice. Okay. So great. So with that, let's step into the Sharon. So one is
Sure.
the foundational thing is we are in this physical body, right?
Yes.
So this
Yes.
construct that you will see emerging is coming from the scriptural knowledge of India from
Correct.
various yoga texts. Okay. So healthy body is a foundation, right?
Right.
There is a expression which goes Sharira Madhyam Kalu Dharma Sadhanam, right? So if you want to pursue dharma, you need this physical body to operate in this world.
Correct. Yes.
It's important that we keep the body healthy. This is like the foundation. Okay, this is
Right.
one dimension. Another dimension is keeping the mind calm, pure, equanimous, balanced, calm mind. Okay,
Right.
the healthy body and calm mind are kind of foundational.
Correct.
Without this, we cannot pursue anything in life. Okay, yeah, it's questionable. One need not probably have a healthy body, but still have a lot of passion to do things. That's also fine. Okay, in a general context, we pursue these two as foundational: healthy body and peaceful, calm
Mhm.
mind. Okay, in addition to this, on this foundation, what are the other pillars that we build upon? This is general pursuit that we all have. Healthy relationships. So healthy relationships can also mean in various ways. What is our relationship with ourselves? Okay.
Right.
What's my relationship with my past? Because many people will have turbulent uh, relationship with the past. What's my relationship with how I am today
Right.
and how I wish to be in the future? Right. So this is relationship with the self
Correct.
and relationship with the close uh, uh, relatives within the inner circle. So in your case, it's your husband, it's your kids, your in-laws, your parents, your
Right.
siblings, brothers, sisters, okay? And then the extended social family, your relatives, because all these people will have direct or indirect influence, impact on our life,
Correct.
okay? And then you have relationships at workplace, your peers,
Right.
your subordinates, your leaders, okay? How you
Right.
engage with your workplace, and uh, and then there is a larger society, okay?
Correct.
What's your relationship with government? Yeah, maybe you might be voting once in 5 years, but
Right.
you get to experience the impact of the society, the government at large, pretty much frequently, right? And
Right.
what's your relationship with the nature, right? So there are so many dimensions within the relationship category. Okay.
Right.
So largely we want these relationships to be in a healthy, harmonious, positive context. Okay. Next, professional growth. So you said you have been working for 20 years. Okay.
Right.
I'm sure there are, many more years and decades of journey ahead. You
Right.
also mentioned that you would like to do business and you also want to teach Vedic maths. You want to also do a social service for elderly
Mm.
people by serving them with home cooked food. Okay. So
Right.
there are so many things. Professional growth does not necessarily mean only your current job. Profession is just a label here. Basically, growth in your pursuits, largely growth in your pursuits. Okay.
Right.
And so as a result, you would want to create wealth. You said you want to business, you want to do business, you want to do job, as well as
Correct.
you want to serve the society. Okay. So here wealth is of largely two categories. Okay. One is monetary wealth, as we know. Okay. Ghar, gadi, bangla, and bank balance. Typically these are the material wealth as we categorize it as, and
Correct.
spiritual wealth. Okay. So both are equally important. We are in this world. So the monetary wealth or the associated monetary wealth is also important. And the spiritual wealth, the inner growth is also important.
Okay.
Okay. So far, if you see, uh, it covers most of what we typically seek in life.
Correct.
Okay. So as a next step, we will actually categorize what you listed into some of these buckets. as a starting point. Okay.
Right.
Then we will detail it further down and actually bring it to day-to-day actionables.
Wow.
Okay. Because if we only stay at, okay, I want a healthy body. So what? क्या करना है उसके लिए? What Sharon should do every day or periodically to make sure that the healthy body stays healthy. So there are two components to healthy body, right? One, if the body is not so healthy today, we have to set it right
Right.
and maintain it in a healthy mode or enhance the health further, right? In a
Correct.
very holistic manner. So like this, we'll look at each dimension. Okay.
Right.
So I want to pause here and bring what our Shastras say, what the scriptures of Bharat say. What is the purpose of life? So it is expressed in the form of Purushartha Chatushtaya. In the yogic scriptures, it is mentioned as Purushartha Chatushtaya, Purushartha.
Purusharth.
We'll not go into the philosophical explanation of Purushartha Chatushtaya today. Okay. That will take more time. So we'll stick to what it contains. Purushartha. बोलते हैं ना कि किस पुरुषार्थ
मेहनत.
से तुम ये कर रहे हो. ठीक है.
Right.
Actually, in Kannada, I have heard this few people, or maybe my parents said, ಯಾವ ಪುರುಷಾರ್ಥಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಯಪ್ಪ. Means, किस पुरुषार्थ के लिए तुमने ये सब किया? Right? When somebody does something, especially when somebody does something wrong or something so not so popular, क्यों कर रहे हो सब तुम? Why are you doing all these things? Right? So for
Right.
what end? What is the end purpose of this? So Purushartha Chatushtaya contains 4 pillars: Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Okay. So Dharma is walking the righteous path. सही चीजें करना. Okay. So doing the right things. Okay. Dharma largely means universal laws. Okay. By which we should walk this life.
Correct.
Dharma. So it's pretty much well understood what is dharma and adharma. Okay. But it's a very deep topic in itself. So someday we'll speak about dharma in detail. So for now, dharma means doing the right things, following the right values, a right value system, walking the righteous path. That is dharma. Artha is wealth. Largely, it's wealth. Okay. So I would categorize wealth as both material wealth and spiritual wealth. Okay. So artha, that you have earned through dharma. Okay.
Right.
Sharon can still rob a bank and create wealth. That would be adharmic way of
Adharma.
creating wealth, right?
Right.
Artha that you have earned through dharma, through
Right.
dharmic activities. Okay. So here dharmic activities do not mean religious activities. It means right activities
Right.
in line with the universal laws, in line
Correct.
with the human values. Okay.
Right.
Kama is that you can derive satisfaction from, that you're entitled to enjoy the artha, the wealth that you have earned through righteous means. Okay. So that's why it's called Purushartha Chatushtaya, the 4 pillars, the fourfold purpose, and not only 3. If you only stop at Dharma, Artha, Kama, it remains still very tactical. Okay. That's why our forefathers have brought in the 4th dimension, which is moksha.
Moksha.
Okay. So for today's conversation, let us stick to certain definition of moksha. The real definition of moksha is that in the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, we should kind of go back to our source, unite with the universal consciousness, the Parama Atma, dissolution or unification of this Jiva Atma with the Parama Atma. Murli, could you please go on mute? Thank you. Okay. So it is to have an understanding while we walk this earth, while we do the righteous path, while we create wealth, while we enjoy what we have earned rightly. Also keep in mind that someday all these things have to be left behind.
Right.
The larger purpose is something else. Okay.
Right.
So with this mindset, carrying a mindset of detachment, yes, I'm walking the righteous path, but let's not be very egoistic about, hey, I'm a very dharmic person. Okay.
Right.
Yes, we are creating wealth, but let us not be attached to that wealth. This is my
Correct.
wealth. I have created this. Let us enjoy, let us derive satisfaction from the wealth, but let us not overdo enjoyment. Let us
Right.
not become the slave of our senses.
Mhm.
So let us do karma, enjoyment. Karma, many people think karma is only sexual related enjoyments, but that's a very limited understanding of karma. Karma is largely satisfaction, deriving enjoyment. Okay, it is very innate to this world. We all seek enjoyment, we all seek satisfaction.
Mhm.
Okay, and it is innately there in our human construct. So, which is fine. We should not look at karma as something wrong, something negative. It is one of, that's why it is one of the four pillars of Purushartha. Okay. But
Correct.
while doing all these things, we should make sure that we carry a sense of detachment so that when we leave this material space, we all will die someday,
Right.
right, Sharon?
Right.
Or do you have a certification that I will live 200 years or beyond?
Oh.
Nahin na? So we all will leave
Don't
someday.
want to.
Huh?
Right.
Right. So, uh, hence, it's important that we carry this sense of detachment while we walk this path. Okay. Hence, if we live only at these five bubbles that you see, almost looking like a Olympic rings. Okay. So healthy body, calm mind, healthy relationships, professional growth, wealth creation. I feel this looks incomplete. Okay. So unless we add the dimension of
Moksha.
moksha, now it is complete. Okay. So हमारा final goal है moksha. Everything else, if we can conduct in such a way that we keep our goal on moksha.
Right.
Moksha क्या है, कैसे पाना है, that we will have another discussion. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Wear your earphones.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
because that will be a detailed, that's a lifetime pursuit to understand what is moksha and how to get that, how to go there. Okay, so that we will do subsequently. But for today, are you good so far?
Yes.
Okay. This body will die someday, and
Yes.
recognizing that this body is a carrier of me in this life. I am beyond this physical body. I am beyond this mind. I am something which is beyond the construct of body and mind. To understand this, so then who am I actually? Where have I come from? What's my actual destination? So these larger questions, if we can deliberate as we walk this path. So
Correct.
keeping that in mind, hence to be in a sense of detachment while we operate in this. Okay. So if you're
Right.
enjoying, let's say, sweet, can we develop a state of mind where enjoy the sweet, but don't be attached to the sweet? It's difficult.
Right.
Of course, we are attached to sweets. Okay. Or a similar thing, let's enjoy a movie, but let's not really overdo it. Let's not be attached to the story of the movie. Let's not be attached to the whole construct of enjoying the movie. It's a very,
Right.
very tricky path to walk. Okay, we'll figure out. Okay. So while we can pursue healthy body, calm mind, healthy relationship, professional growth, wealth creation, if we can keep in our mind that moksha is my ultimate goal. So how do I
Right.
conduct these five bubbles in a way they lead to moksha? But still this construct is incomplete. Then how do I know what is moksha? How do I get there? While creating wealth, how to not be attached with it? While growing professionally or in my pursuits or in your business or in your job, then how to motivate yourself if moksha is my goal? How to motivate myself to create wealth, to grow professionally, to nurture healthy relationships?
That.
right? So then knowing becomes fundamental. Sharon, audible, no? Hello, Sharon.
Audible. Audible.
Okay. Okay. So knowing how to stay in a state of healthy body, how to cultivate a calm mind, how to nurture healthy relationships, how to grow, how to have a sense of growth in our pursuits, professionally and otherwise, how to
Right.
create material wealth as well as spiritual wealth. In a way, it leads to liberation. In a way, we are detached from these things. In a way, we don't become a slave of our profession. In a way, we don't become a slave of our wealth.
Right.
For that, what do we need? We need the knowledge. Okay. So we need to have the right knowledge. That's why I've mentioned as true knowledge. The
Right.
knowledge of, let's say, how Sharon can perform at her workplace and earn a salary, and what she should do, what all she should do in terms of performance to get the next promotion on time, to stand out in your team, in your organization for your excellent performance. And you spoke a lot about bringing up your kids' studies.
Correct.
Okay. So while you educate your kids, sorry to say, but I would classify all these as tactical skills,
Right.
tactical knowledge. How to cook, it's very important. How to cook, you spoke about sattvic food habits, sattvic lifestyle. Okay. So how to cook, what kind of oil to use, okay, what to eat, what not to eat. This is also knowledge. Okay. But I would categorize all these things as tactical secondary knowledge. The primary knowledge is, that's why you see the two bubbles here are circled with a slightly different color.
Right.
Our ultimate goal is moksha, liberation. Okay. So I classify broadly the knowledge as strategic knowledge and operational knowledge. Okay. Any questions so far, Sharon?
If we can differentiate between strategic and operational
Hmm.
a bit.
Okay. So knowing, for example, the knowledge of Purushartha, the Purushartha Chatushtaya that you mentioned,
Mhm.
Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha.
Correct.
If let's say we don't know this,
Mhm.
in the absence of this knowledge, our entire energy will be focused towards how do I become, how do I get promoted every 2, 3 years and really grow professionally at a faster pace in our corporate race. Okay. That will occupy our headspace prominently. Yeah, how do I graduate from a 2 BHK to 3 BHK to a independent villa? How do I grow from a hatchback car to a SUV? Okay. You mentioned about exploring the world through vacation, travel. Okay.
Correct.
Fine. There is no end to it. There are 250 plus countries. Kitna ghumoge? Where is the boundary? What is the end point? Right? तो वापस आने के बाद will you still feel similarly satisfactory compared to your travel? There is no end to sense satisfaction.
Right.
Dil mange more. The mind will keep asking for more. Look at the whole campaign of Dil mange more. It's a consumption-oriented expression. कि take more, consume more, eat more, achieve more,
Right.
grab more, grow more. है ना? So in the absence of the understanding of Purushartha Chatushtaya, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, we will end up being in a tactical loop of chasing things. And we have
Correct.
always heard there is no end to human greed, because we will not know ourselves when the need will grow into greed.
Correct.
Correct? चलो एक बात बताओ, आज आप पूरा काम करना बंद करोगे, क्या जी नहीं पाओगे?
More or less.
Yeah,
Mm.
maybe yes, maybe no. Okay, answer is very personalized and subjective. Okay.
Mhm.
So do you have a clear indication of how much money you need in your life?
Not really.
Kitna? Take a shot. 1 crore, 5 crore, 10 crore,
I mean, in crore,
2
but
crores. Okay.
yes.
But the moment you achieve few crores, you would want to double it. You want to
Correct.
increase it, right? So there's no end to it. So in the absence of the true knowledge, so this Purushartha Chatushtaya of Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha is one of the knowledge elements.
Right.
Okay. So if we do not imbibe this knowledge, we will be chasing wrong things in life,
Right.
or we'll be chasing those things which should not be sought after beyond a certain point, beyond a certain limit. We will not know where to draw the boundary.
Right.
Correct? So it's
Correct.
important. And like this, there are so many other knowledge constructs in the knowledge. When I say true knowledge, that's what I mean. Okay.
Right.
So for example, when we think of wealth, we only think of monetary or monetary related wealth.
Correct.
Buy a home, own a piece of farming land, own property, give it on rent,
Right.
recurring income, whatnot. There are so many constructs to wealth creation. Do we ever think about spiritual wealth creation? Scriptures talk about prerequisites for a person to be a seeker. To be a seeker. Okay. One should have the viveka, the discriminatory knowledge of what is right, what is wrong, what is permanent, what is temporary, what is true, what is untrue, what is eternal, what is temporary. Viveka. Vairagya. How to walk this life with a sense of detachment from the temporary things.
Mm.
Right? And then the scriptures talk about Shat Sampatti, the six actual wealth one should have as a person.
Mhm.
Shama, Dama, Uparati, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhana. Shat Sampatti, six wealth. See how our ancestors have defined these as wealth, the spiritual wealth. And Mumukshatva, yearning for liberation, deep desire for moksha. Fine, let us have desire for professional growth. Let us desire for wealth creation. Let us also have desire for liberation. Otherwise, we'll be caught in this desire of material wealth, in this desire of making our body look good, in this desire of standing out for my mental abilities, intellectual supremacy. Okay. So this is another knowledge construct. So like this, there are tons of knowledge constructs which should propel us to walk these five bubbles of body, mind, relationships, growth, and wealth in a balanced way, in a detached way. It does not mean, it does not imply that you should stay poor, that you should stay in a 1 BHK, you should stay in a slum. It doesn't imply that. A lot of people misunderstand, mistake these as two different exclusive things. Not necessarily. You can still become a millionaire and still carry the sense of detachment. Okay, good so far, Sharon?
Yes.
Any questions?
Side.
For some reason, when you talk, there is a bit of a lag, maybe my network. Say that again.
Okay. I'm saying that you clarified my point. I mean, the one I asked. Thank you.
Okay. So what do you read at the bottom of the slide? Read it out.
Holistic freedom, holistic happiness.
Okay. Why do we say holistic happiness? Because when I have a healthy body,
Right.
I feel pleasant. When I have a calm mind, I feel peace. When I have positive relationships, there are no psychological disturbances coming from other side. Okay, peaceful relationships.
Right.
When I'm growing professionally in my pursuits, I feel a sense of growth. I feel positive. When I'm creating wealth, both materially and spiritually, I feel abundant.
Correct.
Okay. So that's why holistic happiness. Why
Right.
holistic? Let us say, Sharon, are you okay to earn 10 crore in your wealth, but you will have terrible health in your body?
It will be not
It won't,
good.
maza nahi
Hmm.
aayega na,
No, not
right?
at all. Yes.
And you have amazing relationships, but you're not getting promotion at all. You're not creating wealth at all.
Right.
Acceptable or not?
No.
No. You are making a lot of money. You're growing very well in your career, but your mind is always messed up in chaos. Complete disturbance of mind,
Correct. That happens. Calm mind is really a, I mean, hard nut to crack.
right?
Yeah.
So hence holistic happiness as a pursuit.
Correct.
So hence seeking holistic happiness. Then why I've written holistic freedom?
Holistic freedom is like you don't have to take a stress the things. Just go with the targets and the goals which you have written and work on it. And it has to be in all the dimensions.
Okay, that all the dimensions, the holistic word covers all the dimensions. Okay.
Correct.
What is the
Yes.
essence of the word freedom here?
Mm, freedom, you can explain better, I guess.
Take a shot at it. What when you say freedom, what comes to your mind?
I mean, free from all the worries and things for all these aspects.
Okay.
Yeah,
So being stress-free, being
stress free.
not so worried about things is what it comes to your mind when you say freedom. Okay.
Correct. Hmm.
Let's apply this word freedom for each of the boxes, each of the bubbles. Okay.
Right.
When we say healthy body, what does freedom mean in the context of body?
I mean, free from disease.
Okay. Free from disease. Okay. So slightly deeper interpretation is free from my identification with the body.
Right.
ये तो मरेगा ना एक दिन. The
Correct.
body will die and decay someday, right? So why
Right.
so much attachment with this body?
Hmm.
But I want healthy body. So I will do everything possible. I'll cook sattvic food, as you said. Okay, walk. You said you like walking. Okay.
Right.
So while doing all that, knowing the true knowledge that this body is temporary, that is a sense of freedom with respect to body,
Right.
right? So for that, true knowledge is important. To know that someday this body will die. Why obsess so much about the body? But we cannot ignore the body also.
Correct.
चाहिए भी और नहीं भी चाहिए. That's a very tricky path to walk, right?
Correct.
We need this
Correct.
body. We have to care for this body. We have to nurture the body, nourish the body, protect this body, and still have detachment about the body.
Right.
So there is an expression which goes, be in the world, but don't be of the world.
Hmm. Okay.
दुनिया में रहो पर दुनिया की मत बनो. Getting it, Sharon?
Right.
So that's why in the scriptural context, lotus flower and its leaf are given as an analogy that the lotus flower blooms in the water, in the muddy water,
Hmm.
okay, but water cannot touch it. That's why swan has a spiritual significance as an analogy. The swan's feathers, it's swimming in the water, but if you drop more water on the swan's body, it'll just glide through, just like the lotus leaf or the petal or the leaf. वो टिकता
Okay.
नहीं है. It doesn't stick. So be in the world, but don't be
Correct.
attached. That is a sense of freedom. Now, mind, we associate so much with the mind. Most of what we carry in the mind
Right.
is our past experiences. Okay. Sharon, have you
Correct.
ever been told at your workplace that you are a fantastic employee
Yes.
and
Yes.
be ready for the jolt? Has anyone told you you're not a good performer at work?
At some point, yes.
Yeah. So we
When my
carry,
kids were growing, yeah.
so there are times where people call us useless or we are superstars, both. Okay. So we carry this in our mind as an imprint, as a memory. We are attached to these past experiences. We are attached to these past memories. And we make a construct of who we are based on this. Okay.
Correct.
Can we detach ourselves from these imprints of memory or sanskaras or vasanas? That is freedom in the context of mind.
Right.
Okay. Now, relationships. Sharon, can I give a very slightly extreme example?
Yes, yes, sure.
हाँ? एक ना एक दिन हम दोनों को मरना है, right? But we
Right.
we take our relationships as a permanent thing so
Correct.
deeply. Our association with our kids, our spouse, our parents, in-laws, we feel as if we are a bandhan. What we say, but bandhan here becomes a shackle.
Correct.
So yeah, we want to care for our people in our relationships, no doubt. So can you still care for them and still be detached from them? It's a very
Yes.
tricky thing, right? Let's say with your husband, you spoke very highly about your husband being very supportive of your endeavors,
Correct. Correct.
right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
you love your husband, okay? Can you still be detached from him? चलो ये भी हो जाएगा कुछ हद तक. Husband के साथ detachment is still doable, but can you do that with your kids?
Very
Because
tough.
because look at the body. You delivered your kids from your own body.
Correct.
So we tend to think they are our physical extension.
Right.
So if any physical harm happens to them, you feel bad, you feel protective about them because physically they are your extension. In
Right.
your mind, also, they are your imprints. When somebody says, hey, देखो बच्चा शरण पे गया है, you feel good. चलो बच्चा मेरे पे
Right.
गया है. The kid is like me. Whether
Correct.
it's in the physical construct or mentally in their abilities, right? But can we engage in these relationships, whether it is family or workplace relationships or any other relationships, in a nurturing way, in a positive way, in a mutually growth mindset way, and yet be detached? That is freedom in terms of relationships. Freedom in relationships doesn't mean walking away from the relationship. Okay.
Mhm.
Now let's come to professional growth. So profession here I've written it as a overarching term. Okay. For someone, actually I should rename this. It should not be professional growth. It's growth in pursuits. It should be.
Pursuits.
Shall I do that right now as we speak?
Yes.
Give me a second. Growth in pursuits, because professional, for people who are not in a typical corporate sort of setup, they might think, oh, it's not applicable for me. Okay. If somebody is a housewife, that's also a pursuit. That's also a job. That's also a profession. Okay.
Right.
So in any pursuit, let's say in your job, Sharon, okay,
Right.
do you want promotions?
Yes.
Salary hike chahiye? Yeah.
Obviously. Yeah.
So can we still pursue growth, promotion, salary hike, recognition at workplace, recognition in my family and social circles for my professional growth, and yet be detached from that pursuit?
Right. It's a tough thing, but doable. Yeah.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
is freedom in the context of our pursuits. Wealth creation. If you're driving in Delhi, you said you are from Delhi,
Yes.
huh? And किसी ने गाड़ी ठोक दिया, okay? We feel so emotional about it because it is your wealth,
Correct.
right? Or some of your property is undergoing some legal problem, heart attack ही हो जाएगा, right? So both with your material. So in the context of material wealth, can we still create material wealth and yet be detached from it? Of course. So if somebody is attacking your property, you will protect it because you own it. Okay.
Correct.
Can we still be detached from it and not have pride about it? क्योंकि सबको एक दिन मरना है. Spiritual wealth. Okay. So Sharon, you said you like following sattvic lifestyle. Someday when you really follow it rigorously, will you have a sense of ego and pride about I am a sattvic lifestyle follower? An attachment to your identity as I have this spiritual wealth, that I can stay calm in my mind, that I can nurture my relationships and yet be detached with my relationships. So it's very easy for us to get attached to or become a slave of material wealth and spiritual wealth and having a sense of ego about it,
Correct.
pride about it. So can we still pursue physical wealth, material wealth, and spiritual wealth and have a sense of detachment? That is freedom in the context of wealth creation.
Correct.
Okay. So should we have desire about moksha itself or not?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. So there the scriptures tell, that's the true knowledge which tells that the desire for moksha is a very higher order desire. Because desire ke bina you cannot pursue things. Without desire you cannot, because you will not know where to put efforts, which direction to maneuver your efforts towards. Right? So only when we know what we want, we can put efforts towards the direction. So if moksha is the ultimate goal, but boss, can Sharon leave her kids and spouse and parents and in-laws and go to a forest or a mountain and still attain moksha? You can. That is nivritti marga, complete sannyas marga. So what we are in is a pravritti marga, where we are in this social life and yet can we have desire for moksha. That's called mumukshatva, right? So this is a more better desire to have. But
Correct.
काम तो करना है, काम तो करना पड़ेगा. There is no escape from operating in this world. Hence, these 5 inner circles are required. That's what is holistic freedom is about. That I will pursue all these things and yet be detached from all these things.
Correct.
Okay, good so far?
Right.
Okay, let us switch to Excel sheet now. So if you want, you can take a screenshot. I'll anyway share this slide in the WhatsApp community. Okay. So others who are either not on video or patiently listening, can you post 1 or 2 words in the chat window and let me know how is it going so far for you? Because next we will actually break it down into tangible things for Sharon, and you can do it meanwhile in your notebook or Excel sheet. Okay. Basavaraj, Kirti, Lalita, Manoj, Murli, Priyanka, Revati, Rakesh, Shrivani. So just go to chat window and type a couple of words or a sentence. How is it going for you so far? So far, Sharon, we have only discussed the construct, the framework. Okay. Now we'll practically break it down to your life.
Right.
Okay. The pace is good. Context setting is perfectly done. Excellent. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead with the Excel sheet now. Let's.
Sure.
Cool. Thank you. So let the rubber hit the road now. I will share the Excel. Yeah. Do you see the Excel now?
Yes.
Chalo. We will keep on writing each of these things. Okay. So healthy body. Ideally, I would have liked you to write this on a notebook. Okay. So that when you write yourself, there's some magic that happens. Your mind aligns with your hand, your intention aligns with the pen, and then you write it. So, but for everyone's benefit, I'm typing on your behalf, Sharon.
Sure.
Okay, on the screen. Healthy body, calm mind. What is the next one? Healthy relationships. Okay. Growth. in pursuits, wealth creation. Okay, good so far. So we also have true knowledge and moksha. Okay, so I'll write that as well. Okay, if we don't write these two, the sandwich in between will be very fika.
Right.
We'll be chasing the wrong sandwich. Okay, so this and this I'll highlight it in different color.
Correct.
All right. So first is to know, see what is the time? It's 6:50 already. Sharon, is it okay if you go for half an hour extra?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
How are you placed? Okay.
Yes.
So because I took more time in setting this context, because it was important that we understand why all these dimensions
Things
are
are there.
important.
Correct.
Now it's once we bought into why all these bubbles are important, then it's a matter of what happens. This is like a project planning now.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So you mentioned a few things. That's why I've kept it in the left-hand side in column A, Sattvic lifestyle, food, home-cooked food, walk, your rituals and japa, cleaning the home, taking care of kids, opening a business, teaching Vedic maths, cooking box for elders as a service, exploring the world, etc. Okay. So the different dimensions that we generally speak about, physical health, mental health, spiritual wealth, everything is covered in these uh, these 7 items. Okay, if
Correct.
nothing is mapped, then we'll come back and map to one of these dimensions, or we'll create a new dimension if required. Okay.
Right.
So Sharon, now whatever you said, now can you express the same things through the lens of these dimensions, categories? Okay, when you say healthy body, also, how would you know that you have a healthy body? So let's divide it into what is the outcome that you're looking at. Okay, outcome that you're looking at. Is it a one-time outcome? Is it a periodic outcome? We have to see, in your office, you set goals, right?
Right.
Where you say you can, if you say, okay, I'll do good job, they'll say how exactly. So you have to break it down. So we should know, you should have a clarity as to what is the outcome that you're looking for. Okay, and then what is the process for it to achieve that outcome. Okay, so we'll write these two things first. Okay,
Correct.
because each of these dimensions can have 3 or 5 subpoints.
Right.
Okay, go ahead. So when I say healthy body, define it in the form of outcomes. Take a shot at it.
Um, you should have your clear, what you call your test when you do your blood test and all. It should be clear. And if there is some issue, then we need to work on it. Like yoga, you have I mean natural way of doing it, like in ayurvedic it's shirodhara and all that,
Hmm.
for making the issues which came when you did your blood group test,
Hmm.
blood test and all. And healthy body is like, I mean, you're free from all the issues like cramps, and you are not able to get up and all those things. So these are all tactics as per you.
Okay.
uh, yes.
So can we say, so what you're telling now are the components.
Yes,
Okay.
components.
So in terms of outcome, is it fair to say when you go for annual health checkup,
Yes,
everything should come out as normal?
correct.
Okay. So can
Right.
we write that?
Yes,
Is it a,
yes.
see, now you have to tell me what resonates with you. For Priyanka, for Rakesh, it could be something else.
Right. I mean, in your blood test and all, everything should be fine, and you are comfortable with your body, like doing things, and you have a stamina, and to do your physical activities which are there. So these are the things: normal blood reports, and doing, having a stamina of doing the daily rituals.
Okay. So I'll slightly iterate what you're expressing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to tell me if it resonates with you. Okay.
Right.
So normal health checkup report. So it is an indication that your blood group is fine. Everything is in the permissible healthy range.
Correct.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll dig a little deeper. Okay. So does this mean that you're able to run a 10,000 steps or 10 kilometers, or you're able to do a trek? Okay. Or your weight is in your desired range. Okay.
Right.
So there are various
Yes.
ways to quantify the goal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So one way, this normal annual health checkup report should be, everything should be normal in my annual health checkup report. It's one way
Okay.
to say that. Okay. Another way is, if you want, you can break it down into some more quantifiable goals. For example, I'll just write a few as an indication. I'll share this
Mm.
Excel with you. You may rework and iterate on this. Okay.
Right.
So for example, weight, my weight should be so and so kgs. Okay. And I should be able to run, say, 10 kilometers
Okay.
in, say, 90 minutes. Okay. So these are outcome based goals where there is a clear quantified way to measure your state of health.
Right.
Okay. So we'll come to another segment where we will define how to actually go about doing this.
Right.
Okay. Good so far. Okay. Healthy body. My annual report is normal. I weigh so and so kg. I should be able to run so and so distance in so many minutes. Okay. So like this, you can have n number of, for example, one of the things that I have not started doing that yet, I want to do it with all of you, is I want to count my Brahmari duration every
Oh,
weekend. Okay. So
okay.
Brahmari, you know Brahmari, right?
Yes.
Uh, one of the pranayamas.
Correct. Correct.
Length of Brahmari is an indication of our prana levels.
Acha.
Okay.
Okay.
So those guys who are more familiar with the constructs of Panchakosha, so here Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha have combined it into healthy body. Okay. So Brahmari length is an indication of your strength of prana. So let's say currently you do Brahmari,
Mm-hmm.
and you are able to hold your breath, and you are able to hum like a humming bee for, let's say, 10 seconds or 20 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And aspirationally, can I double it? Can I do
Right.
humming bee Brahmari for 60 seconds? Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
that's an indication. Let's say 45 seconds. So like this, you can have n number of parameters to measure your state of physical body and state of prana. Okay.
Correct.
Now, so for those guys who have studied the yoga scriptures, healthy body here covers both Annamaya Kosha and Pranamaya Kosha. Calm mind covers Manomaya Kosha and the whole emotional realm. And true knowledge covers the Vijnanamaya Kosha. Okay. And holistic happiness, the resultant thing that we wrote, is the Anandamaya Kosha. Okay. And growth in pursuits and wealth creation is karma yoga. Okay. Anyway, we'll come back. Okay. So like that, Sharon, let's do quickly for other dimensions. Calm mind. How do you know whether your mind is calm?
When I'm not in a state of anger, I'm a bit angry person that I
Mm.
accept. I to time just water angry. So that is how I handle it.
Okay.
So
See, but again, let's talk of how we set goals in corporates. Okay. Quantify it. How do you know that you are calm today? Let's talk about just one day.
um, that I mean, nothing specific is coming in my mind. It is just clear and plain because of the time, and I have done all my rituals. for the morning. So
Hmm.
that's why it is calm.
No, that is a process. What you do
That
in the
is a
morning is a process. Okay.
process.
So
Okay.
I'll just assist here with one construct. Okay.
Sure.
What are the indicators that your mind is not calm?
When I'm thinking too much here and there, taking stress and of n number of things that I need to do,
Hmm.
and not things are not done the way it should be. So that makes calmness goes away
Correct.
in that way. Yeah,
So can you count how many times you were in imbalance in a day? Is it
in a
possible?
day. I mean, 10 times. I mean, it's a higher one, but yes,
So for
on
you
an
to
average,
know,
10 times.
yeah, but this is a random number you are giving, right? It could be
Yes,
5, it could be 20. We don't know, right?
correct,
So it means
correct.
we have to develop the awareness about our own state of mind.
Right.
Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
when the mind is not calm, as you said, it is stressed out, it is thinking too much,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or it is in anger.
Correct.
All the Arishad Vargas of Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. Okay. So if you can simply count how many times my Arishad Vargas at play today, how many times I felt anger, how many times I felt jealous,
Right.
right? So if you can simply count those, and to count means we should be aware.
Correct.
Oh, I got angry just a while ago. Okay. It might look
Mm-hmm.
like a lightly strenuous activity, but this will go a long way in developing self-awareness. And self-awareness automatically calms the mind. Okay. So let's say
Mm-hmm.
I'm just writing one example here for calm mind. Okay. Number of angry moments should be less than 2 per day. कि दिन में 2 बार गुस्सा कर सकते हो, उससे ज्यादा नहीं.
Right.
So here it's, oh, sorry. This is just an example. Ideally, we should write number of Arishad Vargas at play. Okay.
Right.
So we can extrapolate it later. Okay. Okay. Next one. So what do you do to maintain calm mind? That's the process part.
Correct.
Okay. Healthy relationships. So how do you know that you have healthy relationships?
Um, we are cordial, the person with whom we have a relationship, our in mind kind of things, as we often talk to those persons and relationship, and we help others. That gives a sense of warmth in others, that you have helped them and that relationship.
Okay. So these are general indicators that you're talking about. Okay.
Correct.
So here we need to uh, break it down into specific relationships. Specific relationships.
Right.
For example, with respect to your spouse, what does this mean? With respect to your kids, what does this mean? With respect to your in-laws, some of your friends with whom you might be having a slightly turbulent relationship, or at your workplace,
Hmm.
there might be a colleague who is just not getting along well,
Right.
who is important as a part of your team setup, maybe your boss, right? So we have to be very specific about each relationship. Okay. I'll let you work on this. In fact, now as we speak, I'm thinking that also we're at the top of the hour.
Hmm.
We should do a part 2 of this discussion
Sure.
where today we set the base, we set the context, we took a shot at some of the initial goals. Work on this offline.
Mm.
I'll share this Excel with you. Let's
Right.
come back and discuss it and iterate it further.
Sure.
And let us populate the process as well.
Right.
Okay? Because the process will next give rise to daily habits. I mean, not necessarily daily. Okay. For example, in your relationship, let's say husband with husband. Okay. tell me parameters how we will define in a quantified way the outcome of having a nurturing, positive, flourishing relationship with your husband.
Cordial with every time, and listening to your spouse,
Hmm.
and I mean, have a discussion, and then come to a conclusion
Hmm.
that this is the decision making thing which we need to do, rather than jumping on and giving your decision things.
Hmm.
And I mean, abiding to his decision also sometimes, because we are in a uh, in a relationship where we should also agree to other persons if he is very strong on some opinion, even if you don't carry that this is right thing to do sometimes, because uh, other person.
So, Sharon, what you are narrating now are the narrative explanation about this relationship with your spouse.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So, I would allow you to reflect on it through the week.
Sure.
And for example, see, how do I know that my mind was calm or not?
Mhm.
The number of
Less.
times my mind was restless, number of times it got angry, the
Correct.
number of times it felt jealous about my neighbor who has a better car, okay, or with a colleague who got an early promotion than me. So
Right.
it's very clearly, if we can develop a sense self awareness, we will be able to catch our state of mind. Okay,
Correct.
and hence say कि दिन में 2 बार allowed है, but not beyond that. That the awareness itself is a process.
Right.
Okay, so similarly, define that for your relationships.
Mhm.
First, you decide which relationships you want to work on, which need some work, which needs nurturing, and write those relationships. So, see here, each row should be separate. So these 4 items we have
Correct.
written for healthy body in the outcome, each should be a separate row. So split this into different rows.
Mhm.
Okay. Similarly for each
Right.
relationship. Now come to growth pursuits.
Mhm.
Okay. So let's talk about 2 things. You spoke about 2 things: your job and that you eventually want to do a business, probably teach Vedic maths. Okay. So here, please quantify that. Okay. For example, by
Correct.
so and so
Mhm.
year, I'm just writing here. Okay. By 2025.
Mhm.
Okay. I should be so and so grade, promotion lena hai. Okay. Or by 2025, okay, X crores of wealth. Okay. Or by 2026, teach Vedic maths to 1000 kids. So you quantify that.
Right.
Okay. These may or may not be your goals, but I'm just giving you an indication. Okay. So in fact, wealth creation, this comes here. Okay. So it could be a monetary wealth creation, or by 2030, buy a villa, whatever. You write your goals. Okay. So take a shot at this and then also arrive at the process for each.
Correct. Mhm.
Okay. Then somewhere in the middle of the week, you and me will connect one-on-one and iterate this
Right.
further and come and present this in next Sunday session.
Sure. Sure.
Does it work for you?
Yes.
Okay. And live in the session, we will convert these outcomes and processes into what we should do on a daily basis in terms of our habits
Correct.
to be able to pursue it. And then the process will also give a lot of complexities. क्या इतना सारा करना पड़ेगा क्या? There will be so many
Right.
things to pursue. So we'll further categorize those into what we can pursue on a daily basis, on a periodic basis,
Right.
and how to stay on the path. How to know whether I am complying to the process that will lead me to my goals. How much deviation is acceptable? It should not become too rigid and too demanding a process as well, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Right.
So we'll discuss these things in the next discussion. Okay.
Right.
How are you feeling now, Sharon?
That's great. I mean, the kind of uh, knowledge you have just segregated the things. I feel great.
Wonderful.
Satisfaction kind of thing. Yes.
Very nice. Okay. So we'll wait for a few minutes. Let
Sure.
us take some questions from others. Okay.
Sure.
So then this is part one. I did not realize that it would go into such a lengthy discussion. So hence we'll split it into two parts. So today is
Sure.
part one. Next weekend we'll do part two. Okay.
Sure.
So anyone has a question, you may raise your digital hand, or you can unmute and ask, or you can post your question in the chat window. In a while, I'll post this recording in the YouTube channel. Okay. So we'll wait for a few minutes for any questions. Murali, Lalita, Manoj, Revati, Kirti, Basuraj, Prakash.
Hello, G. The session was really good.
Yes, Revati, thank you.
I hope I'm audible to you, right?
Yes, go ahead.
The session was really good. I just wanted to highlight because I'm a silent follower of this corporate seekers group. I learned yoga from this group only, so it was really helpful. But in the middle, I have dropped it. I just wanted to update you. Like recently, I have lost my 10-year-old kid. So, I know pain is inevitable, suffering is not. Soul never dies, but still, I'm finding it really hard out of it. So, this session is, but learn more attached. But that's what I'm not able to express in words. Maybe in the next session, if you give a more elaborate stuff, would be helpful for me to come out of it. It's just a request from my end.
Thank you, Revati, for sharing a personal aspect of your journey. It's a very difficult phase to go through, what you're going through. I want to acknowledge that. And having said that, it is possible to overcome the grief that you're going through. Okay. So it's a path in itself, Revati. It is definitely possible. And let us see, because today I'm talking to Sharon and she has a certain life path. Okay. It is different for each individuals. Okay. So for someone who has just started in the career, in the life journey, maybe in the early 20s or late 20s, it'll be very different. For someone who is in the early 50s, it'll be very different. And as you said, personal tragedies that we go through will bring a different element in our journey. Okay. So each has to be handled in a certain way. Happy to discuss in the next conversation. If not, happy to have a separate conversation with you alone,
Yeah,
specifically addressing this point that you shared today.
sure. Great. Yeah.
Are you okay with that?
Yes, I'm okay with that. Yes, please. That's why I wanted to open up and let you know.
Thank you, Revati. And Revati, if you don't mind, you should be having my mobile number. I'll still drop it here.
Yes, I'll make a note of it, G. Then.
So please send me a message so that we can talk about it and then have a discussion.
Great. Much, G. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Revati. Thank you. Folks, any other question? Murli says, really good session knowing about different dimensions to reflect upon. Thank you. Last call for any question or expression. Murli, are you speaking? I'm not able to hear you.
No.
Yeah, Manjuli,
Hello.
this is Kirti.
Yeah, Kirti, go ahead.
Yeah, I have actually joined with the session, but yeah, whatever you and Sharon were discussing, I'm in my late right now. Yeah, but for most of them are reflecting with me. But yeah, there are some more aspects I would like to add on to it. But yeah, how can I do this exercise on my own? Like what are aspects that I need to take into consideration do all this?
Sure, Kirti. So what we will do, wait for the next weekend. Okay. By that time, Sharon would have expanded her goals. Okay.
Okay.
She would have written the outcomes as well as the process, and we will convert those into habits in the next weekend. Okay.
Okay.
So then based on that, you can take a shot at arriving at your own goals and process and habits. Okay. If you need further help, you can message me, we can connect.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much for doing this for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Kirti. Rakesh, thank you. You have just given the framework to map our habits. Excellent session as usual. Thank you, Rakesh.
Hi,
Okay.
sir. Lalita
Yeah,
here.
Lalita. Yeah, Lalita.
Thank you so much for this really wonderful session. All this while I've been trying to inculcate the daily habits but without mapping it to what I actually want. And this was a fresh new perspective for me to know why I'm doing what I want to do. So yeah, this was really insightful for this, and I'm looking forward to our next session to see how I can really incorporate these things. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you, Lalita. So
Yeah.
before we conclude, I just want to wrap up today's discussion and conclude. The main thing that I want you to carry home today is this image. I will share this slide as an image in the Corporate Seekers WhatsApp community. If any one of you are not a part of Corporate Seekers WhatsApp group, you may let me know. I will share the link for you to join. So key thing for us to take here is, while we operationally, tactically walk through this life on earth in the dimension of body, mind, relationships, our pursuits and wealth, let us also remember that there is a larger purpose to our existence, which is encapsulated in the form of Purushartha Chatushtaya, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, which is what I have tried to break it down into different components in this slide. Okay. So true knowledge should propel us to operate in these 5 dimensions. In a way, we apply ourselves to the best of our abilities to achieve excellence and even perfection if possible in these areas, while knowing that our end goal is moksha. So achieving excellence in each of these dimensions while staying in a state of detachment, so that this true knowledge propels us towards the true goal of moksha. That is a key takeaway I wanted to take. So hence this construct, we have labeled it as holistic happiness, holistic freedom. Okay. And Sharon, thanks again for volunteering to be on video, and because it's not easy for everyone to put their personal life out there, and you decided to do that. Thank you so much. We will connect again on next Sunday. Okay.
Sure.
Thank you, everyone. See you again next Sunday. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you. Manoj, okay, Manoj has left already. He has a question. Can this be a solo pursuit, or will have to have joint actions along with spouse? Now that depends, Manoj, the kind of goals you might have. Manoj is not here. I'll see if I can find him in the WhatsApp group and answer him. All right. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you.